All right, welcome back. This is still Crossfire with Dakpo and Ishama, and we're not alone in the studio. We have this gentleman who is come to just help analyze and throw more light on the goings on in the oil industry. Questions in the mind of Nigerians is to keep wondering if oil will still be sustained as the Nigerian economy mainstay. Can we benefit from it? Can it still sustain us? Can we depend on it? Can the nation actually ride and build its infrastructure and then succeed eventually? So we have Comrade Seyi Gambo with us in the studio, and we've been talking about the oil industry. Now, we were talking about subsidy before we went on a short break, and my question will be very direct this time around. Do you think it is proper for government to continue to pay subsidy? Are you in support of subsidy? I mean, with your insight and your involvement in this industry, for quite a while. You were one time the public relation officer of Pengassan, and I read the report.
And he fought so hard for subsidy.
Yes, I read the report on the internet when you were when you were there, and you were their spokesperson. You fought vehemently, and toothlessly with the government to say subsidy must be sustained. Must be sustained. Are you still, of that opinion, or over the years your opinion, differs?
No, with the emergence of the personality of the president-elect, I am actually now again in agreement that subsidy should be removed. Why we fought that time was basically, you have you have politicians, they're making so much money, the executives, you are hearing of so much corruption, and the only thing that the masses could feel, a sense of belonging was fuel. So yes, and we're not sure. We were not, this was a government that was disconnect from the masses. So there's no way that they can, even as it is now, they have done so many probes over the subsidies, nobody has been sanctioned. We have about 3, we have the Ribadu, we have the Aikimakwe, we have about 3 that were done, and people, we have said that these guys are the corporates, they undermine the subsidy scheme, they undermine the system. Until today, nobody has been sentenced.
Mr. Seyi.
Yeah.
You fought and you told Nigerians that subsidy should stay. We should embrace subsidy. But we also saw that the introduction of subsidy raised the price of petroleum products from about 65, 70 naira then to 93 naira to the
as a matter of fact, it never really raised it. It was supposed to be sustaining subsidy. It simply means if you take it out, we would have bought it like 150. But if you keep subsidy, we would then come to 97 or 87.
Before then, we were buying petroleum products cheaper. Now you're saying also that fuel is one of the only things which can connect government and the people.
Yeah.
So could it be that your advocation then for sustenance of subsidy was because money changed hands? No, because now you're saying you're changing, you don't want subsidy to stay because of the personality.
I would tell you that when we had the demonstration,
yes,
in Nigeria, that subsidy should not be removed. Obviously, after all said and done, I heard that money changed hands. But let me tell you something.
Were you a beneficiary?
No, I'm not.
You're telling Nigerians on national TV. What's the proof?
What's the proof that I collected?
Well, you could have. We could look at your records, your account records, your bank account records.
The onus is on you and Nigerians to say that, okay,
but there are instances where the onus of proving could shift to you.
I will tell you this, upfront, that there is no facet of Nigeria today that can say that even the church, the mosques, the police, the media, that there is no corruption. But even as you have corruption in such a large institutionalized scale, you still have people that stand for what is right.
Well, that's true.
So, why I said we did not support the removal of subsidy then was because of the character of the leadership of the country. If the kind of money, trillions that is being used to subsidize fuel can be used to build our refineries, can be used for other infrastructures. Agreed.
But we're looking at
we
the
know that
figures
if
here.
it's with this kind of people,
6.354 trillion.
yes,
That's what the government of Nigeria has spent on fuel subsidy
for
in
about
5 years.
5 years.
This
5
could
years.
have fixed our four refineries.
Exactly.
This could have built more refineries.
This should
Agreed.
have brought
But then
a
you
lot.
supported it then. I
No,
mean,
we know why we did not support the removal then. That's what I'm still telling you that. Because if this money were in the hands of these people, they will not use it for these things.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They will not use it
So
for
your
these things.
agitation that time
Was
was because the money
we-
was not appropriated.
Yes, and we don't trust the leadership as of then.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What really has changed? How would you rate, the oil industry with the current administration and the past government, in Nigeria? Okay, let's take it from 1999 to date. How would you rate President Goodluck Jonathan's administration, as it has to do with the oil industry compared with other administration that we've had?
Yeah, there's things have gone from bad to worse under the watch of this administration. I mean, within Obasanjo, Yar'Adua's time, we didn't have the scale of crude oil theft as we have now. Even in fact, the Yar'Adua administration gave amnesty to the militants basically so that they will stop this
So that theft can actually stop
and all this.
vandalization.
But it has increased. And nobody's been, and we have the naval, we have the navy.
The government has improved security. Well, we've been told that the government has beefed up security of our pipelines so they won't be vandalized.
I
So
doubt
how
it.
come
Let me tell you, there was
that's what we have been
a few days
told.
ago. A few days ago, there was a major problem in the Arepo axis on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, where a 26-year-old pregnant lawyer was shot to death by when a fracas broke between the OPC that the incumbent government empowered for pipeline protection against people who were stealing, who were vandalizing, the vandals and the protectors, as it were. OPC currently and presently do the protection here because they've been empowered by the incumbent government to do the protection. And then the vandals were there, and there was a fracas, and lives are lost on regular basis. So, I mean, how can somebody come out to tell me now that our pipelines are protected?
No, we see, like, it was before some few weeks before the election that OPC were empowered.
Yes.
But in any civilized clime, is it the OPC that should be empowered?
I mean, it's a very big question.
It's the police.
Are you saying the OPC are more relevant than, the Navy?
You see, that's what I'm telling you. That when you're talking about is the police, it's not the OPC. Yes, I agree that OPC, like their neighborhood watch, they are around.
Yes.
They can provide support, but not empowered to the.
And you think if that was under the watch of the police, do you think our pipelines would have been better protected?
Now, the equipment, the firearms that the OPC are using. I mean, during the election, the rally, the pro Buhari rally they had at motorways the other time, I saw a lot of weapons that was brandished there, and I wonder where those arms and how it got into the hands of people like that, anti-Buhari, and it keeps developing and degenerating as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let's take this conversation to another level. I want to believe very strongly that the current government, at least for the very first time, even if it has been hidden, not announced or not popular, that we had a very bad dip in the global oil price in other regimes or government in the past. But it became really very obvious that theft, vandalism, and cabal and cartels that are being formed, against, to work against the oil industry in Nigeria, as eventually, destroyed what our national legacy. Anyway, the queues are back. Throughout this week, Nigerians have been suffering. There has been scarcity. It boils around subsidy. Do you think? I mean, what is the current situation? Is this sorted?
Well, one thing we should agree is that the government is broke, And when you are broke,
Government is broke.
yeah, because when you are
You
broke,
actually mean the Nigerian government
Is that
is
your
broke?
opinion, or is that the truth?
no, let me tell you this.
Okay, if we are not
Because
broke,
why-
how come out
That's-
of
that's-
the money I mean, the subsidy that you are owing the oil marketers, why are you paying in bits and pieces?
Exactly, because when you are
Can't
broke,
you just pay it off?
when you are broke,
Well, you never can tell
that's
why.
when you are creative with, you know, you micromanage. You know, you pay this
In
you know,
bits and pieces.
in pieces. If it's a process that is you know, straightforward and everything like that, you get your money as you are bringing as you are bringing the vessel. There won't be vessels, you know, having the months of demurrage because you know, such money has not been paid. You won't have the banks who give you what's it called? Give
Credit
you credits
notes, yeah.
give you credits at 60 160 to a dollar. Then the thing is climbing up to
200 and
200
something.
plus.
And you expect
So you expect that, you know, there's a lot of issues, and that's why I'm always surprised that when the Minister of Finance comes and says that there's no problem, we are buoyant and everything. If they are buoyant, where's the money? Why are we not paying this debt so that there will be this seamless operation?
And you know, and as at yesterday, there's a very big discrepancy on how much you are owing, how much you're not owing. Government is saying the subsidy balance after raising the 156 billion naira,
Yeah.
you know, is 131 billion left. And meanwhile, the oil marketers are saying you are still owing us 200.2 billion naira. I mean, how on earth would you have such a discrepancy? No balance
I mean,
sheet,
what's
no
really
balance
going
sheet.
on?
No.
Nigerians really need to know.
You see, that's why
Who is lying and who is telling the truth here?
That's why I tell my media friends that is that time you bring government personalities and put them on the spot.
Well, it depends
Because
if
they
they
are
honor it.
government. It's your right. You have the
I know,
information
but
bill.
it's-
You have
it's
you have
there
everything
for them to agree
Yes,
on
you have
that.
the info, but you tell Nigerians that look, these are the steps we are making to get these people here, and they are not responding. By the time you embarrass them every day in, day out, they will come. Because Nigerians have to know. Now, because if the books are not well kept, because at the end of the day, we get there, the panic now is that a Buhari is coming that will now, if you don't take your money, is going to use a microscope to check every kobo.
Exactly.
So
We
now
said that
everybody-
yesterday.
No, Mr. Sheyi, sorry,
Yeah, we said
sorry
that
to cut
yesterday.
you short. That yesterday we were discussing about this.
Yes.
And I was of the opinion that even if we have to put everything to a grand halt, let it be done. But let no money be paid, even if the oil marketers refuse to bring in products.
But these
let
are
them
peop-
stay.
I said these
But
are
we
people who have
we
borrowed
want
money from the bank, they
General
need to pay back.
Muhammadu Buhari
It's
to
not
come
possible.
and investigate and expose the loopholes.
People
You know
people
what?
will die.
Yesterday,
People will die,
hold
people
on.
will
Exactly,
suffer.
comrade, hold on.
But
We
we
had
need
a
to make
very hot.
sacrifices.
I thought she would have changed
to
her mind
move
on this
Nigeria
topic.
forward.
Yesterday, I mean,
Isn't
I
that what
said
we're
that. See,
saying?
let us continue to manage, like your word, micromanage this situation. Pay them and then shift again,
But then
and
they're
then pay
still
them a
arguing.
little.
But wait, they're
but
still
she's of the
arguing.
opinion. Let us end this process once and for all. Don't
Move.
bring the oil. Don't supply.
Let us
Don't
sort
collect
it
any
out.
money from government.
The middle way.
People will suffer.
You see, middle way. Let me tell you, you are both right and both wrong.
Okay, what is the middle way?
The middle way is like make creation, make room for subsidy, but let it have a date that you are going to exit it. And as you are going towards that date, you make sure that you have done the right laws that will attract investors to come and invest in refineries, in new refineries. Because the way it is now, when you say, you cannot tell an investor to invest millions of dollars or billions of dollars into something, you now tell them that this is how much you will sell it. You
Very
understand?
true.
So you have to regulate. But if you have a lot of people doing the same thing, 16, 20 refineries, there will be competition.
There will be competition.
You understand?
And then these
There
people
will
will
be
come out and say,
but
we are
then-
selling at 100. Another
Yes,
person will say, our
you
own
know,
is 70.
You will see. Because now, I'm telling you that somebody in a Maiduguri, for instance, it's better for them to get their fuel from Niger because of transportation
Very
than for
true.
me in
It's
Lagos.
closer.
All right. Anyway, this is still Crossfire, and we have Comrade Seyi Gambo in the studio with us. And don't forget that this show is not just strictly, aired in the studio. You can follow us. You can be a part of the show even after we must have left the studio. So join us on our social media platform. You can join us on Twitter at Cool, Cool TV Crossfire. On Facebook, crossfire.cool. That's cool-tv, and go there and leave your comment, about our show. Let us hear from you. Let's know exactly how you feel about some of the topics that we treat on this show. All right, Comrade, let's take this to another. I want to read something and I need your reaction. Now, some very big players in the oil industry are already approaching, the president-elect, and they are saying the oil and gas players want Buhari's government to be decisive on the PIB. But look at what happened. The oil and gas industry stakeholders have asked the incoming administration of General Muhammadu Buhari to be bold and decisive on the matter of the protracted petroleum industry bill in his first month in office. Now, that's prioritizing. That's saying that's the first thing you should attend to. Majority, in fact, are conversing that it should be scrapped completely to refocus attention to other ways to move the industry forward. Mr. Shola Pt.2, an energy law expert, making contribution during the policy dialogue roundtable organized by the Petroleum Club recently in Lagos, said there is a need to de-emphasize the PIB and move the industry forward. What exactly is your own stand, personally? Before we go to talk about, you as a convener of the good governance, movement. So let's talk about the PIB. What's your position about the PIB?
Let me tell you something. I even at Pengaston National PRO, I was a member of our own drafting our own position on PIB, and we got consultants from within and without to work on it, because what we had is what we have as a Pengaston position, which I think the presidency should get a copy from the president of Pengaston, is the best position you can have on PIB. We looked at all the metrics, we looked at all the departments, and we took positions based on national interest, not only for our members. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because what is there now? Mine is that I don't know the premise in which the gentleman is talking from. But can you play a football match without rules?
All right, can you play a football match without rules? Can you play a football match without the referee and the assistant referees? Big question, and Comrade Gambo will definitely be throwing more light on that. But we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll be approaching the last lap of the show. We'll be right back. We are back. This is the Crossfire with Dapo and Ishoma, and we've been talking about, the oil industry. And I know a lot of Nigerians really want answers to many questions that we've been addressing here. We actually have talked about, the state of the oil industry. We already mentioned, talked about the subsidy, whether the government should sustain it or it should be stopped. We have a gentleman in the studio, Comrade Seyi Gambo, who at one point in time was a very ardent supporter of the subsidy. But today he's saying, with the credibility of the new government that will be ushered in come May the 29th, that he believes very strongly that the subsidy should be taken out. And that is a lot of mixed feeling in the minds of a lot of Nigerians.
I really would have loved to probe that, but I really do not want to probe it.
But I have an in-depth understanding of his position.
If I probe it,
yes,
a lot will be exposed.
Seriously,
let's
I can understand
that.
when he said that. When he said that, because of the government that is coming in and the credibility and the integrity of the new president, that he believed very strongly that it should be taken out. I think it's going to work this time.
Good morning, Mr. Usman.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Crossfire.
Good morning, Mr. Comrade.
Good morning, sir.
All right. I was not fortunate to be listening on to be watching you guys on there, but I've been listening to your program for quite some minutes now.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. So I quite understand the reason why the subsidy should be removed, and the reason why the subsidy should not be removed. Initially, if Nigeria has been producing locally, if we have been producing oil locally, I guess there will be nothing like subsidy or no subsidy.
Exactly. And
now we are hearing that the finance minister is saying there is no record for the money that the fuel marketers are requesting for. Of which I personally, if I should be asking me, you have to bring me water every day. Every day in my house, I will have my own record, and he also will have his or her own record. But now, both parties are not agreeing on something of which the subsidy it is the problem of it is the subsidy wahala. And the money, we were being told that, okay, if subsidy is being on petroleum products, the money from the subsidy will be used to build our refinery, will be used whatever on Shopee, which Shopee was being established upon. And now we don't know the reason why the subsidy. We don't know if there is subsidy and if there is no subsidy. So please, I want you guys to enlighten me on the petroleum industrial bill. What is it all about? Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Usman. Before we go on, I quickly want to bring this. Normally, we bring issues up and then we bring update back, to our viewers. Federal government and marketers resolve fuel scarcity debt row. Now, independent marketers, depot owners, they grumble. The federal government on Monday, which was yesterday, met with the Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria with an assurance that the scarcity of petrol...
Sorry to cut you short, please. Yeah. We have a call. Good morning, Mr. Alex.
Good morning, Ishoma Adakpo.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, Mr.
Welcome
Alex.
to the show.
I possibly guess you have a guest in your seat there.
Yes.
Definitely.
We have Comrade Seyi Gambo, the former PRO of Pengasan, in the studio.
Very good. Comrade, I greet you.
Good morning, sir. Solidarity.
Yes, I'm actually putting off my TV set. And you see, I have something relating to subsidy removal or not.
Okay.
You see, Nigerians, we are submerged in water, and yet we have soup in our eyes. Our economy now is mono-based. Like we rely wholly on oil. So why are we talking of removing subsidy? The issue of the removal of subsidy should not come in at all. Instead, I'm even advocating a special condition, a special position whereby those oil producing state of the South, you have, a price differential in terms of the sales of petroleum products. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, if a liter of petrol costs 100 naira in other states, those South geopolitical zones where the oil is being produced, should have a slight cut. So we should not be talking of, subsidy removal in terms of fuel because we are producing it here. I am aware that is what is happening in other states, other countries like, for instance, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. We are producing it. The government should keep subsidizing it to a reasonable level. So we shouldn't be talking of removing it at all, That is what I'm trying to posit this morning.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we have it really very, on paper that the subsidy to be paid by federal government to every liter of petrol being consumed in the country has increased to 45 naira 21 kobo, the highest level this year. It was hopped from that place. The last value was 43.25. That's 43 naira 25 kobo last Tuesday. So as at now, subsidy even over 1 liter of petrol in Nigeria has even increased within within this period of the scarcity.
Yeah, it's understandable because in the oil, in the global oil mechanism, oil has dipped. So if you are bringing it, it's going to be more expensive, export. So by the time it lands here, how much will it be? Will the common man be able to get it? So that is where we are. And that's why I was saying that there should be a program of exit. Doing that program of exit, that everybody in Nigeria will agree that government after that at so date we are leaving. Then by that time, everything, resources,
investors would have come.
Institutions
laws, would have been put in place. Policies would have been formed.
We work the laws towards it. The kind of privatization of the infrastructure we have now, the refineries, will have working. Rome was not built in a day. It's easy to destroy. It's to build that is a problem.
That's difficult.
So, but there's a way that, it's not because we want Nigeria to function that we're now going to kill the masses and just leave the rich people. So that's why I said that there should be
Can you hear that, Ishoma? Can you hear that?
There must be an exit date. We are the people with the masses.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
But the problem we're having in Nigeria is we're not building
protracted.
Nigeria in the right way. We are building Nigeria
I'm saying that let's think about the people,
way.
Ishoma. That's my concern.
Unfortunately, that's how much we can take on the show today. And then we also encourage you to please join us tomorrow as we continue, and we'll be looking at very, very, very interesting dynamic areas of national interest, which you will also be interested in. So thank you so much, Mr. Seyi Gambo, for coming on the show.
Thank you,
so
Mr.
much,
Gambo.
Mr. Dapo, for antagonizing me on national TV.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking questions.
You
I'm just
have.
asking questions. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of our show today. We'll be back tomorrow morning for another very interesting topic. All right. Stay out of trouble.
Say no to violence. God bless you.
Thank you.
But Mr. Seyi Gambo, I'm not 100%.
Are you sure you're still on it?
I am not 100%.
Yes,
I am
still there.
not 100%.